So it's basically every little kid's dream to become a paleontologist. But what does a paleontologist really do? Well, there's a lot of different kinds of paleontologists, all of them studying different aspects of paleontology. From people who study the bones themselves, like osteohistologists, or those who study ecosystems, like paleoecologists, and everything in between. The one common thing for all of them is they all need fossils to study. So today we're going to talk about how fossils get excavated and prepared. So we talked last episode about how to figure out what areas to look in for fossils, but what do we actually do when we get there? Well, how do you locate fossils? Aerial photographs, ground-penetrating radar, divining rod? Well, the answer is actually a lot simpler. Just look. In the field, we systematically look over the area we're searching for to find rock exposed by erosion. And if in that rock we find a fossil, we mark down the coordinates and identify it as best we can in the field. Sometimes we can tell exactly what it is right away, but these are rare occurrences. It's usually either partially buried, so some of it is covered and we can't see all of it, or it's just a fragment of something larger. Now unfortunately, those perfect, fully articulated skeletons they always show in the movies are exceedingly rare. More frequently, we find partial skeletons or broken bones. If we do find something close to a full skeleton, it's rarely articulated, usually more jumbled up. Now, if the fossil is identified as something worthy of excavating, then the paleontologists get to work. We clear soil out from the area around the fossil to see if there are any associated pieces, and then try to uncover the fossil as best we can in the field. Now, not a whole lot of work is done actually cleaning up the fossil in the field, as the tools that get brought out there are not particularly precise and risk damaging the fossil. Once sure there are no undiscovered associated fossils, we dig around the fossil to isolate it from the surrounding rock. Depending on the size and type of rock the fossil's in, the tools range from small hand tools to high-powered electric rock cutters. But either way, a plaster cast is created on top of the fossil to prevent it from being damaged in transit, and the fossil is moved into a truck. And again, depending on the size of the fossil, it may just be lifted by the digging crew or might even require a small crane. Once the fossil has been dug up, it's taken to the lab to be better cleaned up. The surrounding rock gets removed by fossil preparators using a variety of tools depending on the job. For removing hard rock, the microjack, a small pneumatic jackhammer about the size of a pen, gets used. For softer rock or more detailed work, paleontologists employ metal pins or even dental picks. They may also use an air abrader, a machine which blasts air containing an abrasive to scour off rock. While rock will get removed to uncover a fossil, for fragile specimens, they may not be removed from the rock but left in it for greater stability. Adhesives are also sometimes used for pieces broken into fragments. And in recent times, something called tengujo paper, a type of extremely thin rice paper, has been used to lend strength to fragile specimens. Once the fossil has been prepared in the laboratory, it's now ready for research or for a museum display. Now, as I said earlier, the research that actually gets done using these fossils varies greatly depending on what branch of paleontology is actually being studied, but fossil excavation and preparation is something needed by pretty much everyone. And one last thing. If this career appeals to you and you want to become a paleontologist, I would suggest going to college, majoring in geology, and taking all of the paleontology courses you can. There's a lot of great colleges, particularly in the western United States, where you can learn paleontology. Anyway, that wraps it up for this episode and the series on paleontology basics. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and maybe even consider subscribing. I really do appreciate it. And if you'd like to suggest a topic for a future episode, leave a comment. Till next time.